Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Morning everyone. Right, fun and game starts early. So we've got our Range Rover in this morning, Range Rover Evoque. This is having a 7 amp customer's own equipment. So we've got a Pioneer 2400 watt amp, that Pioneer sub. Here's the Evoque. It is the Meridian sound system, so it has all the speakers, but he wants more bass. Now he came to me a little while ago asking about installation, and by the looks of it, somebody's tried to do it themselves, which is always annoying. So I've gone for the amplifier, and we've got fucking Scotch locks. Oh, you bloody people, stop it. So that's running off of one speaker channel, okay, which I don't know, like, my intention was to get the RTA out and we'll basically listen to the audio to see what comes out of this before we select our point of plug-in. We need to figure out, I'm curious to see what they've done, because they've only got one output, and if they're running a splitter like an RCA splitter, could possibly be on the wrong signal. I don't know whether in fact that is the bass signal yet. I'm yet to investigate. As strange as it sounds, we don't know every car, but we have ways of finding out properly what does what. So we will need the RTA. We will evaluate what sound is coming out of the amp in what location, and obviously we don't want to wire a converter onto a sub channel. Okay, so as I thought, so we've got a line output converter, which is obviously run onto a, oh for fuck's sakes. So we're, by the looks of it, they've chosen random wires and they've just connected onto them. I don't know whether these are indeed speaker feeds or not. They could be a mid signal, they could be bass, they could be tweeter. But we've got two connections, one down at the bottom there, one here, and then the RCA lead running back to the car. The power for the sub is running through the firewall. Has that indeed made its way to the battery? Let's have a little look. I spy twisties, undo these, don't lose them, put them somewhere safe. Oh good, right, well at least we've got, what's he gone through there? He's gone through the rubber grommet and we're nut and bolted on there, a few cable ties. Okay, so at least that's done right. So we just need to basically set up the RTA, do a little test, figure out what sound this is listening to, if any, and then we will come back to you in a mo. We will not be using that. We're going to put a key lock onto it and do some proper testing, proper frequencies and yada yada yada. If you're interested, the amp is actually down here under the passenger seat, and it's 4 10mm that undo this plate. That flips up and then you can get to the amp on the back of it. But I'm going to see what this is first, and we'll go from there. So I'll come back to you in a bit when I've got the RTA running. Right then, let's sort this out. So we've got our test CD in there. We're playing Pink Noise, which is equal levels of sound across the board at 0 decibels. All right, volume is at 30, which is halfway. I've turned down the bass, the treble, the mid and sub, which he had all the way to 11, had it maxed out. And their signal that they've gone off one of these, so that's what they've chosen, the mid-range frequency. There is no bass, there is no sub, So their connection that they've made to is probably more likely going to be a door speaker or a mid, but that is certainly not a sub channel because we are missing all the low end and we're missing all the high end. So that is a mid channel. So their connection, not knowing what they were doing, would never have worked. So now we find the sub channel. See you in a bit. Right guys, same again, just for shits and giggles. Mid-range tweeter. We've gone off the other one, so we've disconnected this one now. This one's not working. We've gone off the other channel. Same again, he's picking up mid-range. No sub bass, no tweeter. So the only thing they found was mid, so I bet when they connected their subwoofer up to it, it sounded garbage. And that'll be why. Happy days. Let's find that sub. Right then everyone, so I'm going to talk up over this. So we've flipped the amp up, we've undone everything so we can get to our plugs. And we've got two sub channels, which are, let me just lower this a bit so you can see it a bit clearer. There we go. So there's our sub bass, right down at the bottom end, anywhere from sort of 160 down. Obviously we've started the car, well not started, but we've had ignition on and the seat is out. So we are going to have an airbag code. So we'll reset that as well with the snap-on tool afterwards. But for now, let's get this one sorted. Come back to you in a bit. Right everybody, we're cracking on with the key. We're just doing the setup, so he's down there just waiting on the algorithms to do their thing, and we'll get a flashy light. Oh, here we go, doing stuff. So that means it's failed. We're going to run it again, go for its process, but we're in the home straight now. We've got everything to the back of the car. I'm going to redo that earth, it's not going in there, and then we'll come back to you in a bit. See you in a moment. Right then everyone, so we are pretty much sorted with this Range Rover. That's all fixed down. Wiring is done. Just got to put the carpets back and put the seat back in it, and we've run everything to the boot and we're ready to do the amp install. But also today is another somebody else has fitted. Now scarily enough, this guy had it fitted actually by a professional installer and paid for an install. We have the interior lights over there with a fuse tap on a fuse running power into the head unit, both permanent live and permanent live and ignition. As you can see, the fuse taps, they're joined together. That runs off that feed over there. It's just one 5 amp fuse that does the interior lights, and this guy was running the main harness for the Chinese unit. We will be removing this. We have a proper Pioneer to put in instead, and Alex is supplying the fascia kit. It's full Bose, so my first objective is basically to remove this garbage. He's damaged the guy's dash as well, all the scratches and stuff on the side here. He's wrecked the guy's trim, so we'll be putting a cloth on here, protect this, fitting him a new unit, doing a digital aerial microphone properly, and removing that crap. I'm going to drop down this panel here and make the car safe. But Jesus Christ, what is wrong with these professionals, eh? Look at the state of it. Not to mention that damage. Come on. So if you're in the area and you're in Gloucestershire area, watch who fits your radios. I'm not going to name and shame, that's enough. Right then everyone, we are good to go. This thing's done. Oh, got the bass going, kicker key going, got the amp there, subwoofer there. We've got to put all this stuff back in the boot, but it keeps everything out of the way. But yeah, so to cut a long story short, the reason we were having such problems with it was my fault. Was because I was looking for a full range signal, and in between 1,000,001 phone calls I wired up to that low range signal, the sub, and obviously it wasn't enough for the key to process. so we had to redo it with a full range signal, and then it worked perfectly. So it was my stupidity. I haven't done one of these in a while and I forgot. But we've got him done eventually. Got there in the end. But it sounds wicked. It's dead loud. We've got rid of all the shit cabling. We've rewired it properly. So a bit of a result. He's hanging around outside somewhere, so we're going to get this finished off with him and go from there. See you in a bit. I tell you, I'm on a bloody roll today. So I fixed this one. I've got some warning lights on the dash. Now I've replaced all the fuses that were blown. So I just want to do a little investigation and find out what that is. So we're going to log into it with the VAGCOM. Let's get, there's the old OBD. So funnily enough, I actually moved some wiring from above the guy's pedals. Monkey had fitted it last time and ballsed it up. Had actually left that power cable, whatever that was running to, the head unit, and it was actually wired across the guy's pedals. So if he lifted his foot at the wrong point and actually braked really hard, he could have quite possibly stamped on the cable and not stopped his car, which would have also been interesting. Right, let's get our USB, switch him off, switch him on. Let's see what codes we've got on this little sausage. Right, and we're going to go to VCDS. Right, so we've got one or two codes on this one that aren't very good, but that's what you get for plugging in Chinese radios, unfortunately. But other than that, I'm saying it's good. It's all gravy. Gonna back this one out. Ugh. Get him to come back for him. But I'm happy with that. Looks nice. Got our warnings on the dash. There's a few codes, few problems. I think the car's been lowered because I can hear the steering, suspension, turrets binding. It's like banging a steel drum.
The Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Miami Dolphins on the 17th of October. Head to the MySky app now for your chance to win tickets to the NFL London.
Right everyone, Friday's done. I'm taking the chaser home. Feel like we needed some one of them, but where are we? So really good day, got everything done. It's been a bit of a 999 day today. I had a transit van turn up as well, which we couldn't do because I was so busy, but somebody had fitted loads of audio system, sort of an audio stereo sub and amp and everything in his van, and completely ballsed it up. They fitted an LC2i, which gives 2 channels of output, and they were trying to run a 4-channel amp off of it and an active sub. I ain't going to do 6 channels of output, it's only 2. We got the Range Rover done, got the TT done, he was happy. Just been a good day for getting stuff done. And a customer brought back some tools, one of Neil's crimpers or strippers that he'd left in a car, so that was nice. He won't be missing them. But it's a nice Friday evening, the sun is out, nice and fresh, real chilly. Looks like it's going to be a big week, a good weekend. We didn't have the rainstorms that were, you know, the weather said we were supposed to get biblical storms. That never happened. We saw a bit of rain this morning and that was it. But it was like nothing. But I'm going to get myself home, cut up a video for you, have some dinner, chill out for the rest of the day. 6. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. We've got a busy day on, loads of stuff. Neil's in. We've got 5 booked in at the minute. Speakers, dash cuts, doing loads tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. Gonna be a good day. So I'll see you in the morning.
You told me you had subscribed to ASC Audio and now you've missed an episode.